Of medium and low risk, then there will be a less chances of going for medical management as well as non-medical management. And high risk will obviously go for a coronary artery bypass graft or percutaneous transluminal coronary artery angioplasty, that is called PTCA. Then stent attachments, then atherectomy, that is removal of the particular part from the artery, then CABG, that is coronary artery bypass graft. This is how the different amount of management will be done with the different kind of risk factors. And in case of if we see the medication part, so medication part will include about warfarin, that is anticoagulant, antiplatelet, that will be aspirin, AC inhibitor will be benazepril, captopril and enalapril, angiotensin 2 receptors blocker, candestartan, beta blockers, acebutolol, calcium channel blocker, that is amlodipine, diuretics, that is amiloride, then vasodilator, that will be the nitrates, then digitalis preparation, that will be linoxin and statins. This will be used for the certain amount of emergency management and managing till the vital stables. Now, diagnostic of heart attack can be completed with the following assessment tool, that will be complete history, physical examination, EKG and blood testing to sure that there is no abnormal levels of enzymes inside the blood. So non-invasive procedure, that will be EKG, the record the electrical activity of the heart, ambulatory ECG and Holter monitoring, records the activity of the heart during the ADL. Then chest X-ray will photograph of the heart and lungs to determine if the heart is enlarged and if the fluid is accumulating inside the lung. Echocardiogram, that is handheld device, is placed over the chest tube and ultrasound to produce the imaging of the heart. CT and MRI and more is exercise stress test or treadmill testing. In case of surgical part, that will include about angioplasty, artificial heart valve surgeries, atherectomy, bypass surgery, cardiomyoplasty, heart transplant, radiofrequency ablation, stent placement, and transmyocardial revascularization. In case of implanted medical devices, that will be left ventricular assisted devices, pacemaker, and implantable cardiovascular defibrillator. These are the procedures or implant devices can be used for the treatment of this. Now, if you see the physiotherapy part of physiotherapy management, so cardiac rehab may be beneficial to patients of all ages who have undergone the heart attack, CAD, angina, CHF, or other individual because of any reason patient has gone for post-surgical CABG and percutaneous intervention, and for that a medical examination completed and initial consultant to determine the need and limitations of the patient. After the results, examinations are interpreted and teams create a rehab program to set a goal of treatment including physiotherapy. A treatment with physiotherapy typically consists of activity program in a group setting where vital signs can be continuously monitored, and as per the program progress, patient is taught how to monitor their own vitals and progress the more challenging aerobic activities. Although the early mobilization using the cycle ergometer didn't increase the physical activity as compared to the standard physiotherapy sessions, and cycle ergometer used in the post-operative period following cardiac surgery being a safe for the patient in rehabilitation program. Along with the physical activity, patient education is also a very important role as a part of cardiac rehab. Patient may work with a dietitian or given advice how to stop smoking if necessary. If we start from the post-surgical part, then we have to first inspect what the detailed history from the patient's part, relatives or in the file or from the ground staff. Then we have to check for the after complete detailed history and date of POD, that is post-operative day. We have to start with the first auscultation, that is checking the air entry in the lungs and which area is not found proper air entry or poor air entry, that has to be focused so we can go for a proper management. Then along with that, we have to look for the chest expansion as well. Chest expansion can be measured with the help of inch tape or a measure tape to find out whether how much the patient is able to increase or rise in the chest during or during the respiration, especially after the surgery. Along with that, we have to look for all limbs movement, that how much the active range of motions or pain free range of motions are available without altering the problems in the operative sites. Along with that, we have to look for patient respiratory rate, heart rate, blood pressures and all kind of vitals, whether they are under the suitable range, or if it is not, then we have to consult for the referring consultant that till what is the burial line or yellow flag or green flag for the same, and we have to focus any kind of physical therapy which does not cross that potential limit of damage. And after that, if patient is suitable, then we can ask the patient to do a check whether the patient is able to do a coughing or huffing. If it is not, then we have to taught the patient, and we have to taught how much the positioning should be done in a proper manner and how the splintage should be done to avoid the damage at the surgical site. Along with that, we have to look for a different amount of differential diagnosis with MI, that will include number of diseases like acute coronary syndrome, angina pectoris, anxiety, aortic dissection, aortic regurgitation, asthma, biliary tract diseases, cholecystitis, cholecystic and biliary colic, then COPD and emphysema, compartmental syndrome, then contusion injuries, depression, esophageal reflux, endocarditis, esophagitis, gastritis, acute gastroenteritis, heart arrhythmias, heart rupture, herpes zoster, hypotension, mitral regurgitation, mitral valve prolapse, myocarditis, pneumonia, pneumothorax, pancreatitis, pulmonary embolism, pulmonary hypertension, radicular pain, shock, stroke imaging and tachycardia myopathy, unstable angina and ventricular septal defects. So these are the different kinds of differential diagnosis can be happen along with the MI. So when concluding the PT assessment, we have to think of all these things combinedly together to know exactly how the disease is progressing or how the disease has been affected different body part, and we have to rule out that which part has not done, and we are just going for the reaching of diagnosis of myocardial infarctions with the physical assessment part. And if any comorbidities are found, that has to be noted during the PT assessment, and which will be help to make the better and best plan for the particular patient. Along with the MI, we can make it. Thank you. This is how the assessment of PT can be taken in the wards or ICU.